You were a baby when the swim school started. What are some of your memories of swimming and your mom?
Well, thank you for the question. I'm really happy to be here with everybody this morning. And yes, as Christina mentioned, we're celebrating the 40th year of the Farnsworth Swim School being successfully in business in San Jose, California. And so the swim school started really when I was a toddler. And it initially started in San Diego, California, in the 70s, and then we moved to San Jose in 1980. And one of the things I remember is that my mom was really excited to continue the Farnsworth Swim School. It was really small in San Diego, and when we moved to San Jose, we moved to a home with the intention of her building a pool. So she had the pool designed very large for a swim school. And I remember watching the unfoldment of the construction of the pool and just how exciting it was to really just watch this evolution being created. And one of the things that I remember is once the pool was built and the swim school started, we just had so many people. It seemed like it was instantly successful. And what I remember is having our home and our backyard, filled with so many families. We always had people coming and going, and people were so excited and filled with so much joy. And one of the things that I remember my mom always saying is, bubble, bubble, breathe. That was an expression that I kept hearing throughout the day. And it was really kind of this mantra that has carried me through. And it's something that I use as a teacher. It's something that I teach my instructors. And another memory that I have, my earliest memory of learning to swim is I learned to swim when I was about 1.5, but independently when I was 2. And it was in the San Diego pool. And I remember my mom holding me and holding my armpits, and I was doing my big arms and kicking and doing my bubbles. And I just remember her saying, okay, I'm going to let go of you. And she let go of me, and I started swimming. And I remember thinking, and she kept backing up. And I remember thinking, when is she going to pick me up again? And I just remember I was swimming independently, and I felt, really courageous and excited, but also nervous and kind of surprised, like, oh my gosh, I'm swimming on my own. So those are some of the earliest memories that I have.
Okay, so why did you continue the Farnsworth Swim School after your mom passed away?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, initially, when my mom passed in 2007, I was one of her instructors. I had been one of her instructors along with my sisters and other team members. And, I taught for her for many years. And I never really had the intention initially to continue the Farnsworth Swim School. I think for me, it felt very overwhelming because my mom had really high standards and was quite a perfectionist and also really well known in the community. And when she passed, there were actually 500 people at her funeral, and quite a few of Farnsworth Swim School community members. And what happened is the way that I made the decision is my sister Megan and I, we talked about it. My mom said, you're welcome to continue with the swim school, but she never really gave us any tips about how she ran the business. To be honest, didn't ask any questions. And that in 2008, we had quite a few families request it. They were asking us, are you going to do the Farnsworth Swim School? It's something that we look forward to every summer. We're really excited about it. And so really it was the community's enthusiasm and their request for it that had us both continue to do it. The first year together we did it together, and then I continued after that, and this is now my 13th year of running the Farnsworth Swim School. And really what it is that, keeps me doing it is the joy and love of all the families and the relationships. For me, it's been a real honor to watch many of our families, the children grow up. I've seen so many people go through the swim school, and they started when they were young and they continued all the way up until 10 plus, sometimes even up to 15, 16. And it's just been such a joy because I have a real passion for community, for friendships, for relationships. And that's something that I really learned from my mom. She really was very honoring of her community. And I also grew up swimming on a swim team. So I had so much passion and joy with my swimming community as a whole, and really wanted to recreate that legacy that my mom was holding.
So, what have been the main obstacles and challenges that you've faced running the Farnsworth Swim School?
There's been quite a few obstacles, to say the least. The wonderful thing about the obstacles, which I'm going to share in just a second, is that because we're a seasonal program, the learning curve has been so high. So I learned from all of the obstacles, and I've learned how to course correct, how to transform and transmute them so that the following year I don't make those same mistakes again. So I've really learned from my mistakes. As one of our core values at the Farnsworth Swim School is having a growth mindset, or another way of saying that is a beginner's mind. And so I really try to approach this from having that beginner's mind. And I'd say the biggest obstacle, first of all, was losing my mom. That was quite an obstacle. Learning how to recreate how she did it, because in my mind, she had such big shoes to fill and her standards were so high. And really what's been hard is hiring, creating a team that also shares the same core values that I have, and that also has the same expectations and standards, and they're able to, also able to fulfill those standards and to create powerful results with our families. And because it's seasonal, it's challenging for me to always get the same instructors back, and so I'm having to always retrain people. I often get similar instructors back, but it's hard for me to get the whole entire team back. And so that's really been one of the biggest challenges. And then also I would say, being able to please everybody. When you're running a business, you just can't please everybody. I've been able to, please about 98 to 99% of my clients. But, you deal with challenging situations, challenging parents, and really just trying to be able to navigate all of those with grace, with ease, with professionalism. And it's all been a really interesting dance and a learning curve.
So now that you mentioned those two obstacles, how did you navigate through them?
So one of the main ways that I've navigated through those obstacles is I have hired quite a few business mentors and coaches. I've invested a ton in my business. I've hired tons of help. And I have also, one of the things that I've done is I've maintained my network. One of the things I learned from my mom is to really nurture, your community, nurture your network. And so I've kept in touch with a lot of my swim community. And so I've reached out to them when I have needed to hire, because I really believe that the best way to hire is through referrals and through people that you know. And so really that's been one of the ways that I've navigated the obstacle of hiring, is reaching out to people that I know, so that I can have really high caliber instructors. That's been really important to me. And as I mentioned, also hiring help and doing a lot of business training as well. And communication has been something that I've really spent a lot of time with, because that is a huge value that I have, is having clear and also empathetic communication. So I've spent a lot of time with training and communication as well.
Yeah, so what has been the most rewarding part of all of this, of running the Farnsworth Swim School and continuing your mom's legacy?
Well, I would say the most rewarding part is kind of what I touched on a little bit earlier, which is being able to watch all of these families that have gone through the Farnsworth Swim School, being able to watch their lives transform and being able to really be this conduit of helping people move from fear to joy to mastery through swimming and really transform their relationship with the water. It's been such a joy to just watch some students that were super fearful of the water that are now, swimming, some of our best swimmers. And, I would say, and in fact, many of you know that one of my instructors now, Nicole Pagan, went through the Farnsworth Swim School, and she actually had a near drowning experience. I didn't teach her initially, but my mom taught her, and she fell into the pool during a winter party and learned how to tread water and was able to survive because of our focus on water safety. And, her parents are very grateful to my mom, and and she kept taking lessons, and now she's an instructor. And so it's just beautiful. I really honor and value these relationships. They're priceless. This is really, I feel like, why we're here, why I'm here. This is what's important about life, is to create these loving relationships and to also really be of service to the community and to contribute to other people's lives in a positive way. That really uplifts me. And I love to just continue to grow along with everybody. And because it's been seasonal, I get to learn. Like I said, the learning curve is so high because of the seasonal aspect. I get to continue to learn and to grow and to be a better person. Yeah, and also, the last thing I would say is what's rewarding is, being able to carry on my mom's legacy, really, and to, this is the 40th year. It's really rare to have a business that has lasted for 40 years and is really successful. The swim school has probably doubled in size since I started it, and since I've been running it since 2008. And so it's just been tremendous to watch, like, how many people refer their friends. And we're mostly like 90% referral. And I just love hearing stories about, like, I hear from people telling me, well, I went through, we're a multi-generational swim school. So I have many clients that are around my age that took when they were young, now bringing their kids to the Farnsworth Swim School. And so it's just really beautiful to watch this evolution and this unfoldment, and to have, all these this ripple effect of thousands and thousands of people that have been impacted in a positive way by the Farnsworth Swim School, and that my mom started that, and that I can, continue to carry on her dream, but also carrying it on in a way that is my style, with my flavor and who I am as well. So thank you.